Who's next? Oh my God. Since when did every woman in America need a completely hairless vagina on Christmas?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to another review. Today I'm going to be talking about Bad Mum's Christmas. Now that's just come out in the cinema and I love the first film. I really enjoyed the first film. Well, I didn't love it. It was very, very good. But anyway, this one starts off amusingly enough with a brief run through about how Christmas is a royal pain for any parents who have to go through it. Now, I'm not a parent, so I'm missing none of that. Also, while there are some people who, you know, like Amy in this film, who buys presents for other people, lots and lots of presents, I just give money to nieces and nephews. You know, I mean, to me, and as like I would have done in my time, kids like to save up for things, and these days they like to save up for Steam vouchers. So, yeah, I get the issues. So, after all that, with Amy sitting alone, amongst a house in severe disarray, it goes back to 6 days earlier. And here's where the jokes run out. You know, things sadly get pedestrian quite quickly. The first is about how Amy's daughter overheard her and her other half doing the do, and thinking that the reason they're effing and jeffing at each other is because they hate each other. So that's one of the oldest jokes I've ever heard. The daughter then makes things worse by just repeating the F word over and over and over, as if it's funny. And in this case, it's just not. I mean, that same joke as well makes a comeback at the end of the film. So the writers should be locked in a dungeon just for that. The idea this time round is that each of the bad mums turn up for Christmas. And yes, when the time comes to it in a film where almost all the jokes are spelled out, Susan Sarandon, whose character's name is Isis, has to say, "It's ISIS, like the terrorist organisation." Well, yes, we already got that. And since mums can be a royal pain to these girls, and since Christmas stresses them out, it's time to take Christmas back. Whatever that means. But to them it means being uncouth and getting absolutely hammered down the shopping mall. And what follows has a similar lack of thought, because it's just another film where it's a series of set pieces rather than a coherent movie. You know, there are lame erection jokes, plus Sandy commenting on how Kiki's husband is bigger in the trouser department than her own husband, as well as other bedroom tips. Plus, since Carla waxes women's privates for a living, she later meets a fireman/stripper called Ty, and when asked later how they met, replies, "I waxed his balls." Laugh, I nearly asked if I could book early for Bad Moms 3. Unlike most films, in this one, it's the men who get little to do. Peter Gallagher is one of the husbands, I forget who's quite frankly. He just looks confused the whole time, while the character of Amy's boyfriend, Jesse, he's got the personality of a failing doorstop. Early on, there's about 3 quite funny risque jokes amongst the schmaltz, plus an amusing scene with saxophonist Kenny G. But beyond that, it's just nowhere near enough to justify a sequel, which clearly hasn't had enough thought go into it. In fact, this is the kind of movie you'd expect a franchise to turn out, like its third and final limp, or maybe even like an attempt at a new trilogy. You know, it's oh, what was it bloody called? That first Star Wars, not the first one, the 4th film. Star Wars, you know the one, bloody Liam Neeson. Oh, you see, this is it. I've tried to blot it out of my mind. It's that bloody bad. But yeah, you get where I'm heading with this. I'll probably remember it later on after I finish this. But clearly the cast had a ball filming this. Balls. But to me it leaves this audience member cold. You know, it tries to be funny and touching, but it's clearly about as touching as Louis C.K. Topical. The timing's also screwed up, since when it says there are 5 days until Christmas, Ruth states it's December 19th, so that would make Christmas happening on the 24th, so they're a day out. I just thought, it's a Phantom Menace, that's the film I was thinking of. You got there already. Now, I really wanted to like A Bad Mom's Christmas, you know, but the joke is definitely on us. In fact, one of the main problems is that there's just so little we haven't seen before. So, you know, they're all going to fight with their mothers and then all make up, and it's just a shame we didn't get a proper sequel before it sank to this level for a quick buck. That said, the first film only cost $21 million to make. This one cost 28. So they're cheap compared to most movies, and the first one raked in a stack of cash, and this one will over the festive season as well. So you can definitely expect a third film. Let's just hope they put some thought into it. And that's not a joke, since Bad Dads is already in the planning, even though based on what I've seen from the trailer. Daddy's Home 2 already got there first. Anywho, let me know what you think in the comments below. Q Genesis.